Most of the gear I bring camping is for comfort, but some of it is there for the exact opposite reason. It's the stuff I hope stays buried in my pack the entire trip, because if I do need it, something has probably gone wrong. Today I'm showing you the camping gear I always carry and hope I never have to use. There's a certain category of gear that doesn't make camping more fun. It doesn't make you sleep better, or your coffee taste better, or your campsite look cooler. Its job is simple: to solve a problem, and usually a bad one. Even though I hope I never touch most of this stuff, I still pack it every single time. Because outdoors, the gear you use the least is sometimes the gear that matters the most. First up is the obvious one, a first aid kit. This is not exciting gear. No one makes a whole camping trip better by pulling out a first aid kit, but cuts, burns, scrapes, splinters, headaches, rolled ankles, that's the kind of stuff that happens way faster outside than people think. And the thing I've learned is that little problems get big very fast when you're away from home. A small cut becomes annoying, a bad blister changes how you walk, a twisted ankle changes the entire trip. I don't bring a first aid kit because I expect disaster. I bring it because the outdoors is full of sharp, hot, slippery, and uneven things. And I'm also there. Next is a personal locator beacon. This is one of those items I genuinely hope never gets used. Because if I'm activating this, the situation has gone way beyond inconvenience. This is not, I'm delayed, or I took a wrong turn. This is something is seriously wrong and I need real help. That's why I like carrying one, especially in remote areas, because once you get far enough away from roads, signal, other people, self-reliance is great until the situation becomes bigger than what you can handle by yourself. A PLB is one of those tools you hope dies of old age in your gear closet. But if the day ever comes when you do need it, you're going to be very glad it's there. This particular one is a Garmin InReach Mini, but there are a few others out in the market that make excellent choices as well. This little thing is an emergency space blanket. It weighs almost nothing, it takes up no room, and it looks kind of silly until conditions go bad. Then suddenly it becomes a really serious piece of gear. You know, if somebody gets hurt, gets cold, gets wet, gets stuck out longer than expected, staying warm becomes important fast. And a lot of outdoor problems get worse when cold gets added to the equation. That's why I carry one of these. Not because I plan to wrap myself up like a baked potato in the woods, but because sometimes tiny gear solves very big problems. So definitely get you one of these, keep it in your gear at all times. The next one is a tent pole splint, and this is one of the most specific items on the list, because until you've had a tent pole get bent, snapped, or crushed, it feels unnecessary. And then it happens, and suddenly this tiny metal tube becomes one of the most useful things in your kit. A damaged tent pole can mean a sagging tent, a collapsed tent, or a tent that just plain stops being a shelter. And that becomes a much bigger problem if it's raining, windy, or cold. So this is one of those classic I hope I never use it items. But it earns its place because when it does become useful, it becomes really useful. Leukotape or blister tape is one of those things that can save a trip before it technically becomes a problem. Because blisters start small, usually as a hot spot, a little rubbing, a little irritation, nothing too dramatic, but ignore it long enough and now every step reminds you that you made a bad decision 30 minutes ago. And once your feet are compromised, everything gets harder. Hiking gets worse, camp chores get worse, and even just walking around camp gets super annoying. This is one of the least dramatic items on the list, but honestly, it might be one of the most practical because sometimes the gear you hope you never need is the gear that keeps a minor issue from turning into a miserable one. Next, a backup fire starter. Not your main fire starter, your backup, because this is the outdoors. And outdoors is where things get wet, lost, dropped, suddenly stop working, when it would be the most inconvenient. So a fire is one of those things that feels optional, right up until it doesn't. Warmth, comfort, morale, for drying gear, for boiling water, fire solves a lot of problems. So even if I already have a lighter, I still want a second way to get a flame. I like carrying a ferro rod as my backup because it still works even when it's wet. Water purification tablets are another backup item that I always like having because your water plan can fail. A filter can break, a pump can clog, you can lose gear, you can stay out longer than expected. And when that happens, having another way to make questionable water safer is a very good thing. These are not the glamorous glamorous option. They're not fun, they usually involve waiting, and the taste is not exactly premium mountain dining, but they work, and they're light, and they're the kind of thing that you'll be incredibly happy to have if your primary setup stops being an option. Repair tape is one of the unsung heroes of camping gear. I keep a bunch of it on my knife sheath just in case I need it. When gear fails, stuff tears, stuff leaks, stuff rips at the exact wrong time, a sleeping pad gets punctured, a tent gets torn, rain gear gets damaged, a bag splits, something cracks, separates, or gives up on life, and a little bit of repair tape can be the difference between annoying problem and a trip ruining problem. This is one of my favorite categories of gear. Small, boring, and disproportionately useful. Also, you can use duct tape as emergency fire tinder if you ever need to. So it's a dual purpose item, which I love. Next is a power bank, and I know some people treat electronics in the outdoors like some kind of moral failure, but the reality is for a lot of us, a dead phone is not just inconvenient anymore. It may be your camera. It may be your map, your weather report, your emergency communication tool, your notes, your backup light, basically your everything. So while I hope I never end up in a situation where that extra battery really matters, I still bring it, because when your phone drops to 3% and you're not where you expected to be, suddenly a power bank feels like a very good idea. Now let's talk about the whistle. This may be the least cool item on the whole list. A whistle just feels lame to carry. It feels like the kind of thing you throw into a kit because someone told you to do it, and then you immediately forget it exists. But the practical side is hard to argue with. If you're hurt, disoriented, or trying to get someone's attention, a whistle works way better than yelling, and it carries farther. It takes less energy, and it's a lot easier to use repeatedly if you're exhausted or injured. So yes, it feels uncool. It feels dorky. It feels like the least YouTube-worthy piece of gear I could hold up right now, but it's also smart, it's lightweight, cheap, and practical. And honestly, that's the whole theme of this video, isn't it? All right, last on the list is bear spray. This is probably the clearest example of gear I hope I never, ever, ever, ever have to use. Because if bear spray comes out, we have officially left the realm of nice camping trip. And that's exactly why I bring it where it makes sense. A lot of emergency gear exists for the things that are unlikely but serious. And that's the point. You don't carry it because you expect that moment. You carry it because you respect the possibility of it. And like a lot of items on this list, the goal is not to use it. The goal is to be prepared enough that if a bad situation appears, you're not empty-handed. So that's my list of camping gear I always take and sincerely hope I never need. None of this stuff is the fun part of camping. It's not the cozy part, the cool part. It's not the gear people usually get excited about. But this is the gear that earns its place by being ready for bad luck, bad timing, bad situations. And honestly, that's the weird thing about preparedness. Sometimes the best gear is the gear that stays untouched, because that means the trip went well. But if things don't go well, this is the stuff I want with me. Let me know in the comments, what's one piece of camping gear you always carry even though you hope you never have to use it? And as always, you can find links in the description for all the gear I talked about today. Clicking on those links helps support the channel in a small way, so thank you in advance. I hope you found this useful, or at least entertaining. We'll see you later.